Now that the entire wide body kit is done, we can go ahead and get started on the interior of this thing. I think most excited about this. As you can see, this is just gonna completely transform it from how it looks right now into something absolutely epic. This is just very plain, very, very basic. So we're gonna fix that. Don't make me go pop the trunk on you. We're gonna go in here and disconnect the battery. So the negative is right here. There we go. So we keep that negative. Yeah, we need to make sure. Don't want that touching the battery post while we got the airbag out. The first step to getting the steering wheel out to replace it is we got to take the factory airbag out of the way and get ready to swap the new wheel on. So first we're going to go in here and find our little locating pins. You can't see anything in there, so you just kind of got to feel and see where these clips are to take the steering wheel's airbag out. You know, disconnect the battery so the airbag doesn't go off whenever you take this out. Got one side out, so you got to kind of put this in at an angle about like that on both sides, and you'll feel in there's some, like, check it out, there's like this metal rod right here. And all you got to do is push those clips together. Not too bad. Next up, we'll go ahead and pull out the clips on the airbag itself very carefully. Then disconnect the last little harness, and now the factory airbag is out of the way. So we'll set that right there. Now that we got the airbag out of the way, we can go ahead and get inside of the steering wheel with a 10mm Torx. There we go. We'll break that giant center nut and bolt loose out of the way. And now we're gonna keep the clock spring where it's at. There we go. We're gonna be careful to keep the clock spring right where it's at. Oh, now we can take the airbag and the steering wheel over here, lay it next to the cam that we're about to install in this car, coming up very soon. And we can grab our new steering wheel and airbag cover and get it moved over here. Look at the difference immediately between these two. Come on now, that's insane. Before we transfer everything over to that new wheel though, I'm gonna go ahead, while the steering wheel's out of the way, I'll do myself a favor and we'll go ahead and get the dash pulled out as well so we can swap that. This is super easy on these cars. You can get in between here and these pieces just pop out. Just gotta work it loose. So all I'm doing, is just giving it a little bit of positive pressure while I'm prying back, and it's coming out pretty easy. Oh yeah. And there we have it. That's crazy. I got you a dashboard. Oh my gosh. Yeah, look at the difference here. This is just insanity. What? Do you approve? Yeah. Okay, first vent going in. Ooh, it's got black around it instead of chrome. Oh my goodness.
I love it.
In the car it goes. Clips are just snapping. Okay, now we just gotta get the steering wheel in here to match and change out this shifter bezel. This is roughly what it'll look like.
I was gonna grab this to get out, but it's not there.
I'm gonna go ahead and see if we can get this shifter trim out of the way. I believe this just slides up just the same as the dash. Yeah. It's the same thing. I'm being gentle as can be, but I'm just pulling upwards on the console, and as I'm pulling upwards, I'm just using this trim tool just to kind of help it. You don't want to break these clips. I'm gonna get back here, disconnect the radio controls. Then underneath here, we've got to figure out how to get this to transfer. It looks like it just snaps out like the other stuff. There we go. Now all I've got to do is swap over the radio controls from the factory bezel over here to this aftermarket one and reinstall it. I must say, so far the Hellcat has got to be one of the easiest interiors to swap. So if you have a Hellcat and you haven't already swapped out your interior with something custom like C2 Customs, you really got to go check them out. Now that we got everything swapped over that quickly, we can reconnect it, put it back in. Wow, that is so cool. Look at that, dude. And now whoever is driving this, whoever wins this car and takes it home, is always gonna know what they're in. It's pretty cool. Got the nameplate there, Signature Series 001. After a good bit of time swapping everything over from the factory wheel to our aftermarket, you can see that we've got just the skeleton here. This wire harness is for the heated steering wheel, but we're no longer gonna have that since this is a two-tone style with the carbon and the leather. But we can now go ahead and get it all put back into the car, which is gonna be awesome. Got the harness sitting ready to go. Airbag ready to get put in. First off, I'm gonna route the airbag connectors back through this new steering wheel. Gonna connect the clock spring connectors back. That's gonna let our steering wheel controls work. There we go. Get those in and out of the way. Now these three are gonna be for the airbag, but before we put the airbag back in, we've got our giant center bolt that holds the wheel itself onto the shaft. So we'll put that back in and let's tighten it down. Got a good bit of torque on that. There we go. And last step, just connect the airbag and put this thing back on. That's all. Wow. It was a pain getting this damn airbag cover swapped over to the actual airbag, but it's worth it. Let's go. All right. Damn. There we go. That is the completed interior install on the Hellcat. Got the whole shifter bezel down here, matte carbon, Signature Series 1, even got the 6 logo. That is pretty cool. Whole dash bezel, and now the steering wheel airbag. That actually looks pretty nuts. Even got silver to match the silver emblems on the side. It all looks like it came from the factory like that, which is awesome to me. Now we got to connect the battery back and see if the airbag's gonna blow up. Yeah, it didn't sound like the airbag popped. It's so quiet too. Wow, that is so cool. Vents are all still working great. That is so cool.